Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Celebrity Cars in this 1997 Supersport Camaro. This is a rare one, folks. It's black, it's a hardtop, and it's a 6-speed. It's all original. That's all you need to know for right now at this moment. You've never been to Celebrity Cars before. Welcome to Celebrity Cars. We got all kinds of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, muscle cars, antique cars, classic cars. We got them all. We got Al Capone's car in there. We got Tupac's car in there. It's pretty darn cool. This is a very rare occasion that an automobile is offered at Celebrity Cars by one of the people that work at Celebrity Cars. Apparently this has been a little confusing out there in social media. I've owned this car for 6 years. It's an incredible car. I've spent a lot of money on it to make sure it runs like hell. And it's awesome. And it's got some minor imperfections that we're going to discuss. I'm like your living, breathing condition report. This will be the most detailed explanation of a Camaro SS from 1997 that you'll find anywhere on the internet. I'd like to sell it, and that's what we've got going on here. So, Celebrity Cars is located between Summerlin, Nevada, Henderson, Nevada, right here on Dean Martin Drive, 7770 Dean Martin Drive. You could come down and see this car, or all of our cars. We've got 50 of them in there. Okay, down into detail about this car. So, once again, I'm your living, breathing condition report. I, being an F-body nerd, I'm really, I like the way their appearance. I don't like to beat the crap out of these cars. I'm not 20 anymore. I did that years ago. So this car has been carefully driven and enjoyed and loved pretty much like no other. I've collected more cars in the meantime, and this is the one that is on the list that needs to go to a lucky new buyer. So without further ado, let's go over some paint condition here, okay? In general, this car is in fantastic shape for its year, for its miles. There's no great big chunks taken out of it anywhere. There's a couple scratches. There's no big dents in it. There's no dings in it. The paint is in decent shape. I brought the car out here in the sun today on purpose. A lot of these cars are filmed, especially in black, in the shade. Hides a lot of the imperfections. I wanted to bring it out in the sunshine today so you can actually see the paint. Yes, there's some swirl marks in it. Yes, there's some small scratches in it. The last time it was professionally detailed was a pretty good long time ago. So a lot of these scratches can come out of the paint. Some of the fine ones from, you know, the California car wipe, wiping it down. I like to wipe this car off in the morning and at night before I drive to work and before I leave to go home. It's sharing that responsibility with the other Firebirds these days, so it's not driven as often. So if you look at the paint, we've got like a little mark right here. We've got some little white marks amongst the paint that are really small, normal wear and tear chips. I'm not really sure how the video camera's picking it up, but hey, I brought this out in the sun for you today so you can see it. There's a couple small watermarks that did happen recently. I haven't had a chance to get my detailer to get them out yet. If you can see them on film, which I don't really believe you will be able to. They're really minor, but they will come out, and I'm happy to know that. So up here on the front nose, we have a small abrasion right here along this crease. This whole plane right here is in great shape. The whole front bumper here, although this is in the shade now, this is all, you know, that there's no, I don't know how to say this, there's no extra black spray paint cans down here, okay? This is all normal road wear. I keep this waxed heavily. By chance a rock could, you know, hopefully bounce off of it and slide off of it, opposed to just taking a chunk out of it while I'm driving down the road. But there's no extra paint down here. There's no mismatched paint down here. This is all one color black. You won't see a quarter panel darker than the other. You won't. I've tossed it around for the last couple years now to get some of this car painted, and I couldn't do it. It just looks better to be left alone. This eye cone right here has some small abrasions that are really, you know, they're there. I put some touch-up paint and a couple of these little chips here. It's there. Again, only until you're up really close can you see them. Let's work our way down the passenger side of the car. A little later on, we're going to have this car up on the lift, and you're going to see underneath and the undercarriage, and we'll go over the wheels and so on and so forth. You'll get to see under the car. We'll get it all covered for you. So we don't need to dab down in there right now. We're going over the whole general, the glass, the paint, and all that stuff. So let's continue down the passenger side of the car. Once again, all one color black. All this is really nice and in really nice shape. Beautiful, beautiful, until you get to about here, okay? On the Carfax, it says that this car was in an accident, minor, no airbags deployed, back in 2007 or something like that. It might even have been earlier, I'm not sure. Carfax will be provided on our website so you can see. But it looks like maybe some repair was done here, and the repair is starting to work its way back out potentially. Now I know this is all plastic, and this is metal here, but some work was done along here, and now there's some slight cracks showing up. Again, not until you're really up and close can you really see that going on. I've decided to leave it alone, and that's how it's being sold. Over here, this was somebody walked by with a board with a nail sticking out of it, made a crease down the side of the, or not a scratch down the side of the car. This was very disappointing, but again, until you're up against it, do you see it? It is there. Yes, I know you can see it on film. It's a bummer. It's there. It's really not as bad as it may seem. And then here, we had some, the detailer tried to cover up some possible bird doo-doo that sat there for a long period of time and was not cleaned up. And but the detailer did a really good job of pretty much making that go, 80% away, if you will. But 20% of that mark is still showing. Okay, now we started with the hard part of the car first. We're going to work our way around the rear end of the car, and you'll see that nothing has happened back here. The rear bumper is in beautiful shape. Small scratches once again from microfiber towels and from the California car wipe on occasion to keep the dust off the car. We're here in Las Vegas. It's very dry, and the dust flies every minute. And I am a nerd, and I can't handle that. So, sometimes we'll get some extra scratches on the car because I rush to clean them off. But again, once again, you got some fancy polishes at home and your detailer down the street that can make all these scratches go away. All of this underneath is in excellent shape. Until you get over here to this little corner, there's a small split from opening the trunk. It's very minor, and once again, we have the camera crew, our social media team here to document these cars. Some of these things I probably shouldn't point out, but we like to do things right here at Celebrity Cars and document cars the way they should be, and there's a little mark right here that you need to know about as well. This whole lower part of the bumper, all around the license plate, there are no splits, no spider webs, no cracks, no chunks. Great shape back here. I wax it once a week to make sure it stays nice and smooth. Down the driver's side we go. There's nothing to show here. This side of the car is pretty much awesome. Very small, minor nicks and scratches. I'm sorry, very, very small swirls. Barely a nick or scratch anywhere along here. This whole lower portion of the driver's side, all of this, folks, as well. This is all in really super shape, all the way down to the lower portion down here, which we'll see once we do the undercarriage portion of this video. Up here, the door handle, there's not a whole bunch of scratches around the door. There are a couple really small marks along here that touch-up paint would make disappear right away, but there's no big chunks that didn't slam against the wall. There's no big cracked pieces or anything like that. We'll get to the roof and the top and the glass in just a moment. We'll finish our way down the side of the car. Both sides of the car, their side view mirrors are in great shape. No cracking, no watermarks, no mess. All this is in terrific shape. This is a great paint, nice and black. All of it all the way down here to the side. All the lenses in the front and in the back, the rear taillight lenses, the front side markers and so on and so forth, all in perfect shape and look outstanding. We've looked at the hood, but we're going to graze over it one more time, probably from this side profile here. as we work our way towards the windshield. And once again, we're out here in the desert. You can watch as I kind of sort of blow some of these little white marks away. It's just some dust. This is a really nice paint here on the hood. It's not perfect. If you get it in a certain light, you see more marks. But look, we're outside. Picture this car at a car show. You might even win something. I mean, it really is a unique, rare car. You would most likely have the only hardtop black 6-speed in the parking lot for sure. Okay, more of the issues here, if we will, inside what you're going to see right now. Your windshield, let's start there. The windshield's in great shape. It's just dirt, dust. Windshield's in great shape. There are no chunks taken out. There's no splits. There's no cracks. We're in good shape. No stains, no watermarks, no heavy anything. But unfortunately, I have a cracked dash pad. I grabbed the wife's heavier dash cover for the son, and I hit a small crack, and it became a great big crack. So I know a lot of you know how to do this. It's a bummer, but there it is, and that's how it is. A crack right there too. It doesn't matter. This whole piece needs to come out and be replaced. Other than that, the top of the dash pad looks good. You can see that from in here, or from out here. The roof of the car. It's a hardtop, folks. Hardtop, Supersport SS. Pretty darn cool. Paint's great. Good reflection of the power pole on the other side. You can see the building, the palm trees. I keep this car in super shape. Now these, even though this isn't a T-top car, these panels, I'm not really sure. Some of you might comment if the same glue was used under a hardtop car. I'm pretty sure it was. There's no beading here, folks. There's no bubbles. There's none of that rot going on from crappy glue underneath I've read about. So this doesn't have to be taken off, replaced, fixed. It's beautiful black paint all the way around to the other side. Your rear glass, all of this is in good shape. The only blemishes would be a couple holes in the window tint. Long before I purchased the car was this window tint installed. So I don't know when it was installed. It's starting to kind of sort of decay away in some areas. There'd be the only two. They could have been nicked by climbing in and out of the trunk. I'm not sure, but just little marks. But other than that, the glass is perfect back here. There's nothing wrong with the glass. It's nice and smooth. Obviously, this whole car's paint is smooth. It's been clay barred 100 times in its life, just because, once again, I'm a nerd, like you are if you've stayed with this video this long. Okay, let's start to climb inside, because I'm kind of finished with the outside of the car. Once again, we're out here in the sun, and I'm trying to share with you what's going on. Let's open the trunk to get this out of the way. The rear hatch. Now, just so you know, the gas shocks back here, they would need to be replaced. By the time I'm finished talking, my left arm or my right arm's going to hurt a little bit from holding this up. It's pretty heavy. But I'm holding it up because I want you to see the condition of the plastic back here. And this matters to a lot of you, and especially in a high mileage F body. I mean, geez, if it's going to have high mileage, the rest of it better look pretty half decent. So that's why I'm just trying to show you every nook and crevice. This hasn't been torn out a million times, goofing around with speakers and such. There's some small scratches in the plastic over here on this side. But other than that, it all looks pretty decent back here. Down here, because this is not a T-top car, down here in the lower part of the trunk, all this carpeting down here, none of it's stained, nothing was spilled back here. Just a black hole. It's nice and clean. There you have that. This car probably sat in somebody's driveway for a while. Therefore, the carpet did not fare well. So the carpet's a little eaten away back here, and you probably want to replace that. I keep the original SS car cover back here to cover that up. That carpet's been like that since I bought the car. Okay, your car cover's in wonderful shape, by the way. All the paint back here underneath all the door jambs and everything, I hope you've checked out and seen that. All of it looks super. Maybe we could get a camera shot of this corner too. I'm not a body repair guy, but I know some people would be interested to see if this car was taken apart at all. So there's that side, and then let's look over here at this side, just so I'm not missing anything. And as I bring this top down, if you could come over here, look underneath the spoiler. The paint underneath, I've always tried to get in there as best I can, get it waxed. So the paint underneath here and underneath the spoiler is in great shape as well. I'm going to open up the passenger side door just to help get some light in and take a look at this interior. I would like to direct your attention to a couple things here that I learned on social media. Number one is we're going to back up here and we're going to swoop down here and take a look at the RPO codes real quick. Okay. These are the normal stickers. But we're going to look at these RPO codes, and apparently something on these RPO codes mentioned something of a special order car. Now, if you could follow my left shoulder, I'm going to climb in here real quick, and I want you to notice some things in this particular car. If you had a 98, it's got the LS model motor in it. Your seats look like this. Some of these locations in here look just like that, but also if you go back to 1996, the little combination of the two. Later model years of the 98s or of the 97s have a digital dash. This car is number 0099, so a very early production Supersport model from 1997, and we have the analog dash in here. Now, the Carfax goes over this car yearly, okay? The last year or two, this car had a lot of mechanical work done to it, and to get it up to speed and running good, so on the Carfax, there's a little dismiss for the last year or two because of all the work that was done to this car and why my wallet is drained. Okay, check out the steering wheel. I wanted to show you the gauges and the dash. It's got a CD player. The air conditioner works terrific. The 97 cars did not have a numbered plaque plate. The 96s did. I don't know why these cars didn't have them, but you know, that's the way it is. That's why you've got the RPO stickers on the door to give you all the details. But anyway, some of you really big time nerds are noticing things on this car that, hey, wait a minute, I don't have that on my car. How come that's on your car? Again, I'm just referring to the comments on social media that this car could have been an extra special order car. Whether it was or whether it wasn't, I do know that this is one of 103 of the build of a hardtop, gray interior leather, black car, 6-speed, TOTL exhaust system, and all of the options. Also in here, before we split, you got to redo the headliner, okay? It's here, it's all one piece, it's just sagging a little bit. So, okay, just so you know, the headliner needs to be redone in here. I hope we got a good look at the door, the driver's side door. Aside from a couple really small scratches down here that will probably get cleaned up with some good plastic cleaner, the door is all here. These buttons aren't all screwed up. The windows go up and down. You can see some of the window tint rot going on here and here. Like I said, it was done a long time ago. That'd be something that you'd want to get done too. But please look inside the door jambs here. I keep them all as clean as possible. Down here in this section, and this plastic plate right here, it's not all banged up and all scratched. It's not terrible getting it out of the car, but there are some abrasions here. The seat is in wonderful shape. This is leather along here, so you don't have to suffer from those door cracks. Let's walk around to the passengers. You could look in the back seat here if you'd like. We could do it from the passenger seat. All those seats back there are in great shape. And this is a really good angle to look at the console of the car when you come over. Now, unfortunately, I only have one SS floor mat. I do have the other floor mat, but it's really beaten to death, and I don't think anybody wants that. But I left the original passenger side one, and you're going to want to order yourself and find yourself some original Camaro SS floor mats. Sorry, that didn't work out, but that floor mat was pretty beat up by the time I picked up this car. I wanted to point out the stitching here on the seat belt. It's just a little stitching that's undid itself. These aren't all crapped up. It's got the original labeling on it. Little worn, obviously. Passenger seats in terrific condition. It's got a couple blemishes in the leather, but I'm gonna get out of the way and let the video camera take over and get a good look at the console here. It's all in one piece. Inside the box is clean. You don't need to see in there unless you really want to. You call me up and let me know. But get a good look at all the condition of the plastic and the leather and the seat there. The seat's got a couple little marks on it, but I think a good cleaner will probably get them off. I didn't realize that until just now. If you get a good look at the inside of the door here, it seems like this is separating just a little bit right here in this location. I don't really know what's going on there. I just, assume some glue would help that out. I'm not really sure. But I didn't notice that until just now either. I can see some of the grime can come out of this leather right here. So this could be shined up really nice as well. Inside the door jambs, you've seen both of those. They look good. I'm going to open the hood. Come on over. Now, we're not in the greatest position with the lights right now. With the sun. But there's a bunch of pictures on our website at celebritycars.com. Oh, we've got good light here. Okay, first and foremost, you swing down here. SLP, the air cleaner assembly, the exhaust system, the graphics. Just one more thing, another birth certificate letting you know that this went to SLP. We didn't look at the one inside the passenger side door, but you can hop on celebritycars.com and see that badging on the passenger side door. Actually, we will show that real quick after we're done doing the engine. But I'm going to let you look. It's got a good battery in here. The OptiSpark system was replaced with an OEM, extremely expensive these days, an OEM OptiSpark system. OptiSpark itself, and I've been driving this car for about 1,500 to 2,000 miles since, and it is, out of all my F-bodies, this is the finest running vehicle that I've got. Don't badmouth the LT1 when it's running perfectly, and this car runs perfectly. Lots of power, extreme amount of torque. It's all stock. I'm very proud of how this car runs and drives. It does have the level 2 option, SLP, so it's a very hard, stiff ride, which we'll talk about while we're doing a test drive. So you do, it is very Corvette. You do feel a lot of the ants and every crack in the road from time to time. But on a smooth road, imagine a Corvette. It is brilliant and wonderfully smooth. Look underneath the hood real quick. I'm going to open up the passenger side door so we make sure we have all the proper birth certificates on film here. I know a lot of you other nerds like myself want to see all these stickers. So once again, we have one on the driver's side door for the Rpo codes. We have sticker in the front for the engine compartment, and then we have this little jewel here, which one day, maybe over a beer with the buyer, I'll tell you when I found this sticker for the first time. A very interesting, fun story. But along with the birth certificate that you see pictured, along with this vehicle, it has all the correct stampings and birth certificates on the car. Ladies and gentlemen, I've loved this car for 6 years, and it needs to go to a new home. I've become a Firebird guy for the time being. And any questions, my name is Scott, 702-818-1031. I'd be happy to tell you about it. I know that you're going to find pictures on the website of all the paperwork and receipts. Once again, it's birth certificate and so on and so forth. And we're going to talk about the undercarriage of the car in just a couple of minutes too. Thanks for checking out this Camaro. Welcome back to this 1997 Supersport Camaro, number 0099. We filmed the outside of the car, and what we're going to do now is do something that not most people get to see when they're selling these F-body machines. We're going to spend some time underneath because it's important, because this is where a lot of the value of these cars are that help you decipher buying one from another. Simple as that. How well kept has it been? How serviced has it been? And has it been beaten to death? Well, showing you the undercarriage of this car, I would highly suggest that you recognize that this car has not been beaten to death, certainly not under my helm. So, without further ado, let's spend some time looking at the undercarriage of the car. Here's your paint, here's everything we looked at earlier today. I do the outside for a reason, so you can see everything going on in the black paint. I don't go down to the bottom of the car outside because I know I'm going to be able to put the car up on the lift and get the lower portion of the car just as well. So we're looking at the passenger side of the butt end of this Camaro, and the suspension and the original Bilstein shocks. So the barrel of the wheel was nice and shiny. Everything back here, all the mechanics have all been gone through. Here's your original Auburn rear end. Functions awesome. Every time you took that shifter and you go into the next gear, it's immediate. There's no lag or bumping you around. Wonderful, wonderful car. It's the driver's side rear. Every once in a while, I'm going to hit the lens here to make sure we're in focus, so you get to see everything that you're looking for. Okay. I'm going to back up here one more time, get one last look at the exhaust system, the TOTL stock exhaust system. Good. And let's walk back over to the driver's side one last time. Start to work our way towards the front of the car. I'm going to twist myself around. I'm going to keep on the passenger side at the front of the car. This Camaro does not ride at the standard height. Got the level 2 suspension, and yes, I guess you'll find the bottom on occasion. After 90,000 miles, I would expect that to be a little banged up. Here's where all the money was spent. Well worth it. It's quite the driver. And all of this plastic up front underneath the nose cone. all in really nice shape. Okay, and let's get a good look at underneath the nose here. There you go. You see that? We touched on our outside video the condition of the paint, and I promised there was no black spray can down here. It's just, this is the normal. I'm going to try and hit the focus button here. There we go. It's just normal road wear, and my camera here is a whopping 4 inches from it. So once again, I hope you respect the fact that I'm just trying to show you all the ins and outs of this car. All this up front here, all the fog lights and everything, I had the bulbs changed a year or two ago. Got them all lined up so they're all nice and straight. You do see a couple of scrapes here from the nose pulling up to a curb. I'm pretty sure I'm responsible for 1 or 2 of those. It's under the car, so not something I'm super afraid of. You see the reflection everywhere. I'm kind of an obsessive waxer and polisher and detailer, so I like to make sure a good coat of wax is on this car at all times. But I know the light is getting a little bit in the way, but you can see some of those little itty bitty marks. It's just normal road wear, and I keep this nice and shiny up front, so it's hard to see those things. This is where I live, so I need that to get inside the door, so sorry about that. But everything is all nice and straight. All right, let's look at the wheels and tires. We're done with underneath the car. You can see these tires have excellent tread left on them. I believe I bought them 2 to 3 years ago. All 4 tires. And all tires, since I don't drive like any sort of idiot, they're all in excellent shape. Here's your wheels. I didn't have the wheels repaired over a year ago, and I wanted to do certain things to them. Instead, they came back to me kind of on the rugged side. There's barely any curb rash on these wheels. They're just, they've been roughed. The alloy is like a brushed, so they look angrier and they don't have a ton of shine to them, but they're all there and they're all in good shape. There are some minor imperfections. There's some, focus here again. There's little scrapes and, typical wheel stuff. I did want to get this angle. It's important. I'm going to twist the camera up, and I want you to see how nice. We've said a lot of bad things about the passenger side earlier in this video, so a couple scrapes and a couple things going on. But I need you to know how nice this is down here. The paint is beautiful. This whole guard across the bottom, no jumping curbs and big dents in the bottom of it or anything like that. All nice and straight. Just really beautiful black, nice shiny paint. It's hard to film. And I'll look back the other direction now too. Okay, we'll look up. It's a really nice car, folks. There's that area of concern. You can see the reflection in the light right in the center of the filming here. We looked at it earlier. I mean, it's there, folks, but it's not, nobody's gonna see it while you're driving down the road or driving through a car show, that's for sure. Get up, look at the fender nicely. Sorry about the light. Here we go. Not hiding anything, folks. It's all here, clear as day. All these brakes have been upkept, serviced. This wheel looks good. Here's your rear tire. They've been on here for over 2 years, folks. Don't spin your tires. I beat on these cars too much, they cost you lots of money. So therefore, these cars were not beat on. This car was not beat on. None of my cars were beat on. Anyway, here's the driver's side rear. You can see all the tread. You can see underneath everything down here. I make sure I always polish and get all the way down here to the bottom. Let's look up while we're here. I'm gonna hit the focus so you can see things a little better. See how smooth and nice it is. No crappy paint. Nice clear coat, beautiful reflection. Here's your driver's side, rear, wheel and tire. And once again, no curb rash. These wheels are acceptable. They're nice and clean, but they could probably use to be, redone at some point. I get compliments on them all the time, but they're not perfect. Okay, let's look up the driver's side door. Once again, all along the bottom here, all the way down. One big smooth piece of metal. Those little reflections that you see there are coming off of this, okay? There's no grub or grime down here. It's all smooth, beautiful paint. There might be a scratch or two right here. Yes, super little small scratcher there. A little one right there. That's just some dirt. Once again, in case you did some fast forwarding, I'm going to say it again. I hope you appreciate this video. This is a very rare 97 Camaro SS. It is in fabulous shape. Yeah, it does have 93 and change thousand miles on it. But you take care of these cars, you keep them in a good dry environment. This car came from California before I picked it up 6 years ago, and it's been kept dry. If it rains on it, I freak out and wipe it all down instantly, because water spots on these cars can cost a lot of money if you need to call your fancy detailer, especially with this black. I don't have to tell you. You have to be very, very careful and delicate with these cars. And then they're really nice and you get to enjoy them forever. If you want to go fast, buy a Hellcat. Buy a new Corvette. Don't ruin this one. It's a beautiful car. I hope you enjoy the extra time I've spent on it underneath the car here. And you take that in consideration when you, in case you're interested in purchasing this car. It's a great car. I spent all the money. You might have to buy a sensor or two down the road. The check engine light will come on. It will never be your OptiSpark system ever again, because I spent too much money to ever have to worry about that again. I did not plan on selling this car, but some other cars caught my attention and one of them had to go, the wife says. So that's what's going on here. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 1997 Supersport Camaro, number 0099. Anyway, I promised you we'd go for a ride. Let's go. I've talked up the mechanics of this car. I'm sure you'd like to see how it drives. Listen, here we are, 6-speed manual transmission, hardtop car. Without further ado, let's go. Clutch is in, first gear. Second. And third. And fourth. 45 miles an hour, foot on the brake. These brakes were also replaced not that long ago. I don't have an exact time, but I know I do have a receipt laying around for them in the last year and a half. I babied the crap out of this car. That might have been the hardest I've hit the brakes in a very long time. My foot's back on the gas, clutch is out, making a right-hand turn. I'm in first gear. I'm hoping that the that TL exhaust system you can hear. Foot's on the gas, clutch is out, first gear. Let's go for a quick little ride. Second. The shift is immediate. This is not a nice road. So there's bumps in it. You can hear the cabin noise. There's barely any. Every once in a while, the seatbelt over there on the passenger side will rattle. I'm in fifth gear, by the way, avoiding a couple of big bumps. Okay, my clutch is in. I'm doing about 50 miles an hour, folks. I got the left turn signal on. I'm going to shift down into second gear. I also need you to understand that this is a level 2 suspension package from SLP. It was born with it. The car rides much lower than a normal car unless it has this suspension package on it. And you feel the road much more than you do per normal, for sure. I'm in second gear. Let's give it some gas. And third, very fast shift. Okay, my foot's back on the brake. I'm in neutral, clutch is in. I'm gonna use my left turn signal here to do a quick U-turn in the middle of the road. Clutch is in, back into first gear. This is a mean stock machine. Foot's back on the brake, down into second gear. Use my right turn signal. Foot's on the gas. And second, third, fourth, and we're going to head back into celebrity cars. My foot's on the brake, neutral, going over some pretty nice little speedy bumps in the middle of the road. Yeah, you hear everything in this car, folks. This is like driving an old school late 90s Corvette. It's low to the ground. The tires are very wide, and but I'm hoping that you can tell from the video how awesome this car drives. I have no temperature issues. I have no check engine lights. Oh, I do have the security light on. About 4 years ago, I tried to have the security system removed because the remote didn't work or something goofy, and the security light came on. It stayed on. I tried to have it removed. Apparently somebody fancy needs to remove it. I nicknamed the car Security because of the security light. It just says security. It's been doing that for 2-3 years now, folks. I hope you enjoyed the ride in the Camaro. I've adored this car for 6 years. I hope you take good care of it. To those of you who would pick it up, this car has been babied its entire 6-year life. And I hope you enjoy it. It's got a couple little things. The dashboard, the headliner hangs down just a little bit. All of these things can be fixed. If you're a wrench turner, you'd know exactly what to do, and all this stuff would take you a weekend. Literally, that's it. Other than that, it's all here, folks. The dash is beautiful. I'm sorry, the console here is beautiful. The whole screen for the RPMs and speedometer and so on and so forth looks great. This normal dash pad part looks terrific, except for what's broken up there and split right here. Sorry about that. It is a bummer. The headliner yet once again needs to be redone, and there's a slight hole in the carpet here, and the carpet's kind of crapped up in the back where the hatch is. Sorry, it's really the way that I got it, and I've enjoyed the crap out of this car. That's all I got for you. 1997 Chevy Supersport. Call us. Give me a call. Area code 702-818-1031. My name's Scott. I'd be happy to help you in answering any more questions. And we've got more receipts in here. I've got all kinds of receipts in here. The book, the Camaro book, some extra fuses, all the things that you normally find in a glove box. Celebrity Cars located halfway between Summerlin, Nevada and Henderson, Nevada. Right here at 7770 Dean Martin Drive. Come check us out sometime. Hope you like the Camaro. Thanks very much.